Why do we dance barefoot? This is a question I often get from new students, especially women starting their belly dance fitness journey. They ask me, do I really have to take off my shoes? If you're new to belly dance, you might feel a bit unsure or self-conscious about dancing with bare feet. But don't worry, today we're going to chat about exactly why we dance barefoot. By the end of this conversation, you'll not only understand the reasons, but maybe even feel excited to kick off your shoes and give it a try. Rooted in tradition, dancing barefoot through history. First, dancing barefoot has deep roots in dance traditions across many cultures. It's not just something we in belly dance made up for fun. It's part of a long legacy. Middle Eastern dance, belly dance. In the Middle East, many dancers historically performed without shoes. In fact, one legendary Egyptian belly dancer, Samia Gamal, was famously nicknamed the Barefoot Dancer, highlighting how common and iconic dancing barefoot was in belly dance. This tradition connects dancers to the earth and to their authentic movement. When you dance barefoot, you're honoring the way women have danced for generations in these cultures, feeling the floor and moving freely without the constraints of footwear. Indian classical dance. In Indian dance forms like Bharatanatyam or Kathak, dancers always dance barefoot as well. Part of it is practical. Classical Indian dance places heavy emphasis on complex footwork and rhythm, and the dancers are striking the floor with their feet to create percussive sounds. They even wear ankle bells called gunguroos to accentuate each step. And as you can imagine, shoes would only muffle those beautiful rhythms. But it's also spiritual. These dances originated in temples and were offerings to the deities, and wearing shoes in a temple was a no-go. Performers left their shoes at the door out of respect. Dancing barefoot was and is a sign of reverence for the earth and the dance itself. African dance traditions. Across Africa too, dancing barefoot is very common. Many traditional African dances are done on naked earth with bare feet, with movements like gliding, stomping, and shuffling steps. Bare feet let dancers literally feel the beat through the ground. Think of dancers in a village kicking up dust as they drum and move. That close connection to Mother Earth is believed to channel energy and rhythm. The whole community often dances together in bare feet, feeling united with the soil below. Early modern dance. It's not just non-Western traditions. Even in Western dance history, going barefoot was a movement. In the early 1900s, dancers like Isadora Duncan shocked audiences by ditching ballet slippers and dancing with bare feet and flowing tunics. For context, at that time, a barefoot on stage was scandalous. People thought it was really indecent. But Isadora believed dancing barefoot symbolized freedom and natural expression. She deliberately linked barefoot dancing to ideals of health, ease, freedom, and harmony. Basically, she wanted to dance to feel natural and unrestrained. Her influence kicked off what was called the barefoot dance movement in modern dance. So when we dance barefoot today, we're also channeling that revolutionary spirit of freedom and movement. All these examples show that dancing barefoot is a shared human tradition. Whether for sacred reasons, practical reasons, or artistic rebellion, dancers throughout history have loved kicking off their shoes. For belly dance in particular, dancing barefoot connects us to those Middle Eastern roots and gives a nod to the past. We're saying we dance like our grandmothers and great-grandmothers did, connected to the ground. Body benefits. Why bare feet are fantastic for you. Okay, so tradition is one reason, but you might be thinking, that's cool, but what about me? What do I get from dancing barefoot besides dirty feet? Well, it turns out there are amazing body benefits to going barefoot when you dance. Fitness, balance, and overall well-being. Let's break down a few. Better balance and stability. Our feet are incredible pieces of anatomy. Did you know that each foot has over 7,000 nerve endings? When you dance barefoot, all those nerves wake up and send rich information to your brain about floor texture, your balance, your movements. Basically, your feet become like a second set of eyes, helping you sense where your body is. Shoes, especially thick-soled or high-heeled ones, actually dull those sensations by limiting the feedback that your brain gets. So dancing barefoot can improve your proprioception, a fancy word for your body's sense of its position. Many women find that once they get used to dancing without shoes, their balance improves notably. In fact, exercise scientists have noted that training barefoot can also help prevent loss of balance as we age. This is because by challenging those tiny foot muscles and nerves, you're training your balance system. Pretty great, huh? Stronger, healthier feet. Ever noticed how children love running around barefoot? At least I did when I was a kid. It's actually great for developing strong feet. Studies show that kids allowed to go barefoot often develop better foot strength and agility. They can balance and jump better than their peers who are always in shoes. Same idea applies to us grown-ups in dance. When you dance without shoes, you prompt those dozens of muscles that we talked about earlier in your feet to work harder and in more varied ways, gripping the floor, stabilizing, pushing off, and over time this leads to stronger, more toned foot muscles. Dancers who regularly train barefoot tend to have greater foot flexibility and fewer issues like fallen arches or curled toes. Essentially, you're restoring your foot to their natural, intended functionality. Many modern shoes, like stiff dress shoes or even some sneakers, can weaken our feet or squeeze our toes. That can lead to bunions and all kinds of other foot-toe related issues. By contrast, barefoot dancing lets your feet spread, it lets your toes wiggle and arches strengthen. You might even notice improvements in your posture and ankle stability as your foundation, your feet, gets stronger. Better joint alignment and less impact. Dancing barefoot encourages a more natural gait and alignment. Without a shoe's heel, your foot can roll through the step more naturally with a softer landing. This can reduce the impact on your joints. For example, a thick or hard shoe might cause you to stomp harder or land on your heel in a jarring way because you're not in the right position. Barefoot, you become a bit more cat-like. Knees soft, feet active, absorbing shock. Some teachers say this can help prevent knee pain and back pain because you're not landing with a clunk. Your whole body aligns better when your feet can flex and grip the floor. Plus, being barefoot may even help with circulation. The foot and the calf muscles engage more, which helps pump blood back up your legs, potentially reducing issues like varicose veins. A new little dance could help your veins. Grounding and energy flow. There's also an interesting mind-body aspect. Many holistic fitness practices like yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi are done barefoot because of the idea of grounding. Physically, grounding just means you have solid contact with the ground, which gives you stability. But some philosophies suggest that there's more to it. That when we stand barefoot on earth, we connect to the earth's energy. For instance, yoga and Chinese medicine talk about absorbing prana or chi, life energy, through the soles of the feet. Some people even talk about earthing, the concept that touching the ground with bare feet can reduce stress and inflammation by balancing the body's electrons. Now, whether or not you believe those more subtle benefits, almost everyone agrees that being barefoot just feels good and natural. Think of the relaxing feeling of walking barefoot on a beach or cool grass and your mood instantly lifts, right? We can capture a bit of that joy when we dance barefoot too, even in an indoor studio. Many of my students say they feel more calm and centered dancing without shoes, as if any nervous energy is flowing out through their feet into the ground. In belly dance specifically, being barefoot helps you maintain a good stance, because we often dance with knees slightly bent, weight distributed through the whole foot. Bare feet give you a grippy connection to the floor, so you can shimmy those hips without sliding around. And when you do pivots and turns, you can feel exactly how much to press into the floor. It can actually make learning movements easier since your feet respond immediately to your intentions. No clunky shoes to trip you up. So, yes, barefoot dance isn't just beautiful, it's functional for fitness. You're training balance, strength, and flexibility in one go. Confidence and connection, feeling empowered barefoot. Let's talk about the more personal side now. Even knowing the benefits, you might still feel a little shy about baring your feet, especially if you're not used to it. Maybe you're worrying, are people going to stare at my feet? I don't really like how they look, or I feel vulnerable without my shoes on. These feelings are totally normal. Many of us have been conditioned to see shoes as a part of being fully dressed, or to feel that our feet are not pretty enough. But here's some encouragement. Dancing barefoot can be a wonderfully empowering experience. It helps you to embrace your body and let go of insecurity. First, remember that belly dance is for everybody. One beautiful aspect of this dance, and why I adore teaching it, is that it celebrates all ages, shapes, and sizes. When we're in class or watching a performance, we're admiring the smile, the grace, the joy in movement. We're not really inspecting someone's pedicure or toe shape. And there's almost something childlike about being barefoot. It reminds you of running free in the backyard or at the beach as a kid. Little by little, you start to feel grounded and strong. It's like the act of trusting your bare feet on the floor can help you trust your whole body. Being barefoot in dance can help you embrace your natural, unfiltered self. You don't need fancy heels or sparkly sandals to be a gorgeous dancer. You already have everything you need with just your body. For anyone still unsure, here are a few gentle tips. If you're uncomfortable at first, you can start by just taking off your shoes for part of the class, or wear socks for warm-up and then try slipping them off for 1 or 2 songs to see how it feels. But honestly, you might find that once you feel the floor under your toes and realize that no one is touching you, a lot of that worry just melts away. And remember, confidence grows with each step. That first class barefoot might feel strange, the second one less so, and by the 5th you're like, shoes? Who needs those? Lastly, consider this. Dancing barefoot can deepen your connection to the dance. In belly dance and many dance forms, we often talk about grounding, as I mentioned earlier, feeling the energy rising up from the ground into your body. When your bare feet press into the floor, you might feel more connected to the music, to the movement, almost like you're drawing strength from the earth. It can be a subtly empowering sensation, especially for us as women, as we reclaim comfort in our own skin. Each barefoot step can remind you, I'm here, I'm strong, and I belong in this space. That boost of confidence and presence is a wonderful gift that dancing barefoot can give you. Embrace the barefoot experience. So, why do we dance barefoot? It comes down to honoring tradition, reaping physical benefits, and finding a joyful connection to ourselves. From the sacred temple dances of India and the energetic tribal dances of Africa to the shimmying hips of a belly dancer at a Cairo cafe, dancing without shoes is a thread that ties us to a rich human story. It's practical, helping our balance, strength, and agility, and it's personal, giving us a sense of freedom. When you dance barefoot, you plant yourself in the moment, rooted and present. If you've been hesitant to try it, I encourage you to give it a go. You might start to love the feeling of the floor supporting you and the fun of spinning without shoes flying off. Every time you dance barefoot, think of it as a little act of self-love and confidence building. You're literally standing on your own 2 feet, saying, this is me, authentic and unashamed. Thank you for joining this conversation. I hope it answered your questions, maybe eased some worries. And now let's dance, barefoot and happy.